Forecasts are used in the pro forma financial statements to project revenues, expenses, and cash flow. If forecasts are unrealistic, then the pro forma financial projections will be unrealistic. Consequently, you want your forecast to be as accurate as possible. To develop an accurate forecast model, you will need to understand your customers' needs and analyze your competitors' strategies. To begin, you need to determine how big the market will be for the upcoming year. In the situation analysis, you worked out how to determine customer demand for each market segment. The statistics boxes in last year's Courier gave you the total industry unit demand for last year as well as the segment growth rate for the current year. To calculate next year's customer demand, multiply last year's total demand by this year's growth rate. Suppose last year's total industry unit demand is 5 million units and the segment growth rate is 10%. Multiply 5 million by 10% and you get 500,000. Take that number, add it to the original total unit industry demand of 5 million, and you get the total segment demand for the upcoming round, which will be 5.5 million units. How much of that demand will your products capture? A common mistake is to assume that all products are identical. If there were 5 products in that segment, then each product could expect 1/5 of the demand, or 1.1 million units. However, all the products are not the same, are they? A more accurate forecast would be the all things equal method. Start with your company's sales number for last year and multiply it by this year's growth rate. Add the results to last year's sales. This method says all things being equal to last year, this is what we expect to sell this year. There are, however, a few catches to this model. Did you miss out on sales last year because you underproduced and stocked out? Did competitors lose sales for the same reason? To find out what an out-of-stock product could have sold, go to the market share report. Multiply last year's segment demand by the potential sales percentage. Can we assume that last year's products will be relatively similar to this year's products? Not at all. Prices will adjust. Product revisions will complete. The playing field will change. Still, this number can be a good beginning as you assess your product's sales forecast for the coming year. Now, looking at the segment analysis pages, the perceptual map shows where all the products are placed. Are your competitors' products better positioned? You need to ask yourself some key questions about your product and your competitors' products. Does your product satisfy customer age demands? Is the MTBF near the top of the range? Will pricing trends continue, or will new automation allow a competitor to drop prices? Are your awareness and accessibility percentages leading the market, keeping pace with, or falling behind the competitors? All of these factors contribute to your product's monthly customer survey score. The customer survey score reflects how your products are perceived by customers. The higher the score, the higher customers rank the product. The customer survey score can be a very valuable tool for building an accurate forecast. Let's explore this model in more detail. If there are 4 products with a December score of 32, 28, 22, and 14, assuming that there are no stockouts, the top-selling product will be the one with the score of 32. How much of the total market will that product take? To start, add up the 4 scores, which equals 96. The top product will then take 32 divided by 96 of all sales, or 33%. So how much will the product with the score of 14 take? 14 divided by 96 is roughly 15%. How well will your product sell in the upcoming year? Scores change from month to month, segments drift, products age, and products might be revised. To help reduce the risk, a worst-case, best-case approach can help prepare for a range of possibilities. The worst case is a pessimistic view. For example, you might say, although we've adjusted the product's age, position, and price, we think our competitors' aggressive sales and promo budgets will continue, and our sales will be 90% of last year. The best case is your optimistic view. Here you might say, to turn a profit, competitors will have to pull back on their aggressive spending on accessibility and awareness, or they will have to hike their prices. We think our sales will be 120% of last year. In the marketing area, let's enter the pessimistic forecast. And in the production area, let's enter a schedule that reflects the optimistic forecast. The pro formas will anticipate inventory buildup because your production schedule is greater than your forecast. Adjust your financial entries to reflect a positive cash amount at the end of the year. This way, if your pessimistic forecast comes true, you will not run out of cash. You are preparing for an inventory buildup. If the optimistic forecast comes true, you will not miss sales opportunities. Your optimistic production schedule will give you enough inventory to meet demand. Good luck!